The world-famous tenor had a difficult path to universal recognition, and Luciano Pavarotti himself is a rather ambiguous personality. Most of all in his life, he loved music and football, but he was not a very good father. He could cancel a concert performance because of a crucial match, but spend the night with friends while his wife gives birth. The great Italian opera singer loved women, but he never really made anyone happy. What did only close people know about? The world-class tenor was superstitious. At the singing competition, Mom put a rusty nail in her jacket pocket so that Luciano wouldn't be jinxed. The young contestant beat stronger competitors and Daddy's Boys in 1961. Since then, the nail has been going to performances with him. This is probably where the expression, the highlight of the program, came from, which was casually dropped by one of Pavarotti's friends. He also had a lucky handkerchief, but it appeared due to excessive sweating of a 150-kilogram fat man. The great tenor was afraid to walk under stairs, shied away from black cats, rejected the purple color of furniture, and worried if he saw scattered salt. He put superstitions higher than the chances that God had given him. He had a lot of sins that he didn't want to fight. The overweight man was very fond of delicious food, however, like all Italians, but this went beyond the bounds of decency. By nature, Luciano was a deeply religious man. He understood that God had once favored a young man who could not even pay for vocal lessons. God gave a poor talented man a teacher who agreed to help him for free, seeing the talent. At one performance, a chair sagged under a 150-kilogram tenor, which was specially reinforced with a metal corner. The singer promised to hire a nutritionist for everyone. No amount of money paid to the best nutritionists in Italy could save the unsurpassed Italian singer from the insatiable womb. The famous singer understood that gluttony was one of the deadly sins, but he could not get rid of the addiction, as well as from sensuality. Pavarotti was not only a great tenor, but also a great reveler who could not, or did not want to, curb his flesh, and the first erotic experience was presented to him by a 20-year-old neighbor when Luciano was only 15 years old. At one of the performances, Luciano Pavarotti met his future wife. The timid and modest beauty Adua was a kind of guardian angel for him. She forgave him all his adventures with mistresses and was faithful to him. Pavarotti often did not spend the night at home, so one day he skipped the birth of his daughter Lorenza, 1962. He celebrated his debut in the opera Rigoletto noisily with his friends. Adua bore him 2 more daughters, but he did not become an exemplary father to them. Cristina and Giuliana were also born when Dad was carousing. He was dryly informed about the birth of children by phone. There were many women in the maestro's life, which his wife knew and kept silent about. Pavarotti owes his vocal career to his first wife, but even 3 children could not tie them in marriage forever. Nowadays, such women are rare. She had a good business intuition. Adua silently invested his fabulous fees in profitable businesses and real estate. Most people tend to spend their men's money, throw tantrums about every party. It was different in the Pavarotti family. Some of the secretaries were too close to Luciano, they say. Luciano was not a handsome man or a faithful lover, but he charmed women with his charisma. Luciano's girlfriends were flattered that the whole world knew him. Luciano and Adua's long-term marriage nevertheless broke like a cracked glass when the mistress loudly declared that she wanted to give birth to a child to a famous singer. Unambiguous photos with a young Nicoletta Mantovani simultaneously appeared in the Italian tabloid press and reputable publications. Many secretaries preferred to accept expensive gifts and remain silent, but 27-year-old Nicoletta did not consider it necessary to keep silent about her close relationship with the world-famous tenor. Pavarotti, who turned 61, told reporters that he was happy with Nicoletta, after which Adua kicked the lucky guy out of the house. The loud scandal over Luciano Pavarotti's divorce was discussed by the whole of Italy for 6 years, while lawyers brought the court with the division of property to its logical conclusion. The wise woman turned a blind eye to numerous affairs, including adultery with Secretary Madeleine Rainey, which lasted about 7 years. The young Madeleine exchanged a heavy tenor for a slender, handsome man, after which Luciano wanted to commit suicide. But his faithful and patient wife prevented him from throwing himself out of the window. Who inherited Pavarotti's vast fortune? Luciano Pavarotti was often attracted to women, not hiding his likes and suggestions about intimate relationships. Madeline Rainey, Nicoletta Mandavani, and some other beauties understood that the Italian maestro liked them. They agreed to an affair without reciprocating feelings, but everything went too far. Luciano, carried away by another passion, offered his wife a divorce. But Adua did not see the prospects of her husband's next affair, although the girlfriend was pregnant. The second marriage was not happy because of the fastidious disposition of the young chosen one. Later, he appreciated the golden character of his first wife, but it was too late. In 2007, the world learned about the death of the famous Italian opera singer. Pancreatic cancer is the cause of Luciano Pavarotti's death. Nicoletta did not grieve for long. Soon she began to live with Filippo Vernes. Pavarotti's daughter gradually got used to the new dad, and he sincerely tried to become her friend. The famous tenor completed the construction of a huge house for a new family, but a series of troubles followed them literally on their heels. Nicoletta's doctors discovered a disease of the cerebral vessels. In 2002, Luciano Pavarotti's parents died of cancer, and the fear of heredity haunted his last years. Nicoletta gave birth to twins, but the boy died during childbirth. The marriage was literally bursting at the seams when Luciano was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. In 2004, Pavarotti officially retired from the stage. In February 2006, in Turin, he sang at the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games, even if he had health problems. For some time, the Italian tenor tried to restore relations with his first wife. He even rewrote his will with a fair division of property between his 4 daughters and his sister, but he was never able to make amends. When the great tenor and the man passed away, the widows shared the inheritance for a long time. But in the end, we got to know each other well, became friends, and even jointly opened a monument to the great singer.